Hello, welcome back to the friend request. It's me, Chloe. Guys, I've got some really exciting news for you. I've started a second YouTube channel. What? It's not for the podcast. It's just for me. It's called Chloe Madron, because that's me. And it's going to be filled with stand-up clips and sketches coming out soon and all sorts of fun little things, my stupid, silly songs that I like to put up. Everything fun for those of you who, like me, but aren't podcast fans. Or if you are a podcast fan, but you also just want more other stuff, you can go check it out. I know a lot of you have come over from shows like the OG Crew and you are fans of YouTube-styled content, and it's not exactly quite that. It's not the full like fast-paced kind of do this challenge or anything YouTube-style content, but it's just more of me, stand-up, sketches, songs, all that sort of stuff. So please feel free to go subscribe over there. I would love it. I'd appreciate it. You know that your support means the world to me and I'm so grateful for it. And I'm grateful that you're here listening to the show. So welcome back to the friend request. This is the show where I ask comedians and other cool people about whether or not they have friends, how they got them, if I can have some, or well, kind of sneakily making them become my friend too. Today's episode is no exception. I had the wonderful, beautiful, talented, hilarious Alex Lee from SBS The Feed, The Chaser, Thank God You're Here, a million other shows, bits and bops all around the freaking world. She's a star. She's recently started a brand new podcast called Baby Shoes, all about how your algorithm changes when you become a mum. So I decided to have her on the podcast and chat to her all about motherhood and friendship when you become a new mum, your kids making friends, what she was like as a kid, just the usual stuff. But it's all very interesting and I think a very fun, different perspective to what we usually have on the show. So please go enjoy today's episode with the lovely Alex Lee.
Did we just become best friends? Yep. Did we just become best friends? Did we just become best friends?
This is very exciting. It's so nice to meet you.
Oh, you too. Yeah, finally.
I love having guests on that I've never met before.
Yes.
We're going to be friends. This is probably the quickest way to building a friendship when you've just met someone.
Yeah.
You have recently started your own podcast.
Yes.
Baby Shoes.
We have.
Very exciting.
Yes, it's really fun. It's all about the stupid stuff that you get advertised to as a mum.
Yeah.
Because like it's something both of us notice, I do it with my friend Harm. You have this like beautiful curated algorithm just selling you things that you like.
Yeah.
And I love it. I
Me
love
too.
getting very specific ads.
Yeah, it's
people,
nice.
People hate it. I'm like, it's so good. Most of the time it's really good. It's like if I can't remember like the brand of a shoes that I want to buy, I just like Google like boots and then it comes up for me like a day later. It knows me.
It does.
But then when you start looking at baby stuff, your algorithm just becomes completely unhinged. They're like, oh, you're in this world now. You're like, no, I don't want to be in this world. This world's terrifying.
That's crazy. It's like a very exaggerated, probably actually not even exaggerated, but the way similarly the world treats people when they become parents. They're like, you are a mum now and that is all that you are. And so we will talk about that. And that's it. I don't know. That's what I've heard. I don't have kids, so.
No, it's so true. It does happen. You do. I mean, it's something I guess you do to yourself as well because it's the most, I don't want to use the word selfless to sound like a hero because you're just a mum.
You are a hero.
But thank you. But it's like you can't be selfish. Like you wake up in the morning and there's people who need you and you're like working for them straight away.
Yeah. So it's all consuming.
Yeah. So it's very easy to sort of just fall into that identity yourself, and like even when you have free time, literally my just daycare pinged me. Yeah, like even when you have free time to sit and have a little scroll, you're still, as a mum, you're still going like, oh, maybe I need to like read about this new way I'm meant to be disciplining my children, or maybe I need to be buying this stupid bath toy for my kid. And then so your brain space becomes just so much about these children and everything. And then like, and then the world sort of, they're like, oh, that's like the one thing I know about you.
Yep.
You're a mum.
Yeah.
And I mean, in a way, it's nice to have something, to connect to people about.
Completely.
And people have something to ask you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have a friend who I do comedy stuff with, and he never asks me about how my kids are. He's like, how are the kids? Or like,
That's so
never.
funny.
And I actually love it.
Yeah. Like it's a little conversation that isn't about the kids.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Like never once has been like, how are the boys? Like
Yeah.
just doesn't happen. And I'm like, thank you
that's
so much.
It's like a balance, right? I mean, I definitely have done it where a friend has a baby and then the first thing I'm asking them like how is the baby and how are you, like in regards to the baby, and it's like, oh cool, especially as someone who is, you know, socially anxious at times. You're like, sick, I've got this one thing that I know for sure is a reality in their life and I can ask them about it.
Yeah, exactly. And not having to like remember what their specific job is at the time.
I don't know what anyone does.
Yeah, exactly. What are jobs? So I get it. And I do it too.
Yeah.
You know, it's so hard to resist that urge when you see a mum out and about like, oh, who's got the kids tonight?
Oh God.
And it's assume that they're being looked after. Like,
I don't think I'm ever jumping to that, thank God.
oh, that's good. Good.
My brain
Good on
is
you.
so hardwired to, is the mum okay? Is the mum okay? And so when a friend just gives birth, I'm like, are you okay?
Yes.
And then they're like, yeah, the baby's great. And I'm like, no, I don't care. I don't care. That's lovely, whatever. But like, you're okay.
Yeah.
Which I
Oh,
really
that's
like,
good. You
I
need,
think.
yeah.
So how many kids do you have, sorry?
I've got two.
Two.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So I've got
Okay.
a 2-year-old and a 6-year-old.
My God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and what do you think
Do
that...
you like them?
Are they cool? What do you reckon? Chuck them back in?
Yeah. It would be a bit tricky now, a bit big now to throw them back. But yeah.
Do you have a take now, though? Is it truly harder than having a puppy?
Oh, yeah, I would say. And we went down this route with the podcast the other day. I don't know if we're going to end up putting it on because I was so scared of upsetting dog mums. Because there was this lady who she was like gentle parenting your dog.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Yep.
like, you know, your discipline, you have to tell your dog that you understand their feelings and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, come on.
Oh, my God.
Dogs don't have feelings. And I was like, I need to shut up.
It's dangerous because they can be so much more fierce because they have so much more free time.
Yeah.
You don't want to piss off the dog mums.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. I mean, is it harder? I think if you if you screw up your dog real bad, you know, they could kill someone.
That's true.
But I guess so could a baby.
So could a baby. They do. Like, people start as babies.
Yeah, you're so right.
I mean, I've heard it.
Babies can be murderers too.
Babies can be. It's actually terrifying.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
something we need to raise awareness
Okay,
of.
so similar high stakes. Yeah, I mean, you can't leave the baby at home with a camera on them and go to work.
People frown upon it.
It's generally frowned upon.
Yeah. And I think that's a pretty good indicator of difficulty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even you can't let them go into another room.
Good God. I bet.
Yeah.
Actually, okay, this is something I have been hearing lately. Apparently it's very common now for parents to not want their kids to go on sleepovers.
Oh, yes.
Have you heard of
I've
this?
heard of it on Instagram.
Yes, of course.
Not a real conversation I've had with the person.
No.
But yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Oh my gosh.
Because, I mean, for any listeners who haven't had that thought or just, come across anything, it's because of the bad people, right?
So is that why it is? It's
Yeah, because people are like, well, you know, kids are getting diddled at sleepovers. We know that.
Oh,
And
okay.
you never know who your child's friend's family is, so
I guess.
I'll just never let my kid go anywhere.
Aww.
And I'm like, I mean, have some friends of your own with kids. That could circumnavigate that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Right.
It's so good. This is going to sound insane. I think we're way more worried about pedos than we have ever been in the past.
You reckon?
Yeah.
It's all the true crime docos.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. Yeah. That's. I think I wouldn't send them to I wouldn't send them to a sleepover if I didn't know the parents.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah.
But you're still gonna.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like an essential part of like
I
childhood
know.
trauma.
Right? Exactly. It's got. I mean, there's gonna be tears.
Yeah.
But hopefully, it's all legal.
I had friends come over for a sleepover when I was in year 2.
Yeah.
And everyone was in tears.
Oh my God,
by
what did
the
you
end
do
of
to
it.
them?
Oh, they were all just fighting. All the girls were just fighting with each other, and it was so traumatic. And my mum was so stressed. Like she still talks about
Oh my God.
how bad it was.
Oh my God. Did you have any after that, or were you banned or something?
I feel like it was. I don't think I ever had like multiple girls.
Yeah,
I think
okay.
it comes. Like I think it gets to a point
Yeah.
where it just becomes like Lord of the Flies.
It's hierarchical.
Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
I remember in early childhood, my friend group, we had like a cleaner who was nominated to be the cleaner, and it was always the one girl,
Oh yeah.
and it was just that she was the bottom of the ranks, and the chick at the top said, "You're the cleaner, Rosie," and we would be like, "Sorry, Rosie, here's my trash."
It's so the stuff you do as a little girl is so crazy and psychotic. That just reminded me. And it's not because like you're inherently evil or something. I don't think.
I don't think so.
I think you're just discovering power dynamics.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, people can do this to people. How far does this go? But we used to, me and two of my friends in primary school used to make other kids audition
I love it.
to join our friendship
Oh,
group.
I love it so
and like
much.
like maybe year 3, like 9-year-olds.
What was the criteria?
Oh my gosh. I can't remember. I think it was just like, let's see what you got. Like, you know, what are you bringing to this game of fairies at the mulberry tree in the school?
Yeah, what
playground?
characters do you have?
Yes.
Show me your best braids.
Yeah, we're going to need to see some range. Yes, we're going to need to see braiding ability.
Yes.
You know, does your mum have tiny teddies in your lunchbox?
Oh, God.
You know, all the important
yes,
things.
that was so important.
Yeah.
That was so important. Who's the kid that is like has free access to the Milo jar?
Yeah.
Because we're going there.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God.
Did you have a lot of sleepovers growing up, or is this podcast like compensating for the ones you didn't get to have?
No, yeah, good read. The latter. For sure.
Yeah.
I honestly, I mean, I have so many gaps in my childhood that do concern me. But I remember one of the earlier ones, only because I remember freaking out and going home early,
Oh yeah.
getting scared. I remember being taken home early for multiple sleepovers because of asthma attacks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
I would laugh too hard that I would have
Oh
an asthma
no.
attack. Yeah.
Giggled into asthma.
Yeah, it was really cool and hot.
That's adorable.
But I definitely had some. My most memorable, like full-on sleepovers that I didn't leave early was with one friend who had night terrors, so it was still scary.
Oh, great.
She'd get up and scream and kick. But I'm for sure making up for it because once I hit like puberty, I was a bisexual girl and sleepovers immediately became a lot more tense.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Sometimes, you know, some people, everyone's exploring. Sometimes they're just like, you're gay. Yuck. And I'm like, no, not for you. So making up for it.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you continue to have many sleepovers as you got older?
I'm trying to think. I guess sometimes I go away with my friends who also have kids.
Yeah.
And I guess that's like a sleepover.
It is like a sleepover.
Yeah, and it's so nice. Like, yeah. To have that anytime you go away with friends, it's so special to have that time where it's not like we're catching up now and eating dinner or having a drink. You know, it's just like
The mundanity. Getting some groceries or brushing your teeth. Oh, it's the best thing ever.
It's so good.
Yeah. How did you find it when you had kids? Did your friendship dynamics change much? In particular with friends that don't have kids?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, I would say. Like, I think it can be really isolating both ways. Like, I was lucky that I had maybe 3 or 4 friends who either already had kids of a similar age or had kids pretty much exactly the same time as my kids.
Awesome.
So there was
that's the dream.
It was so good, which meant I didn't have to make any mum friends. I didn't even join like the mothers group.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was like, oh, I got my friends, and my friends can hang out with their kids, and that's fine.
That's
so
sick.
like, which was really, really nice. You know, it could have been a chance to learn and grow and meet new people, but
No,
don't
don't do
Don't do that.
that.
Yucky. No, thank you.
No, you're sorted. You're done. You're good.
But yeah, I mean, I guess it is harder to sort of do things, spontaneously. You sort of have to make sure you've got babysitting and everything. And I think people just assume that you can't go out for the Friday night drinks. I think there's a lot of stuff that's just sort of like
that's often
unspoken.
the assumption, and it's
and sometimes true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It feels a little bit like when a friend lives in a different city and you don't invite them to the birthday party because you're like, well, they're not going to be able to come.
Yeah, exactly.
And
That'll
then
just hurt their feelings.
And they're like, I kind of wish I got the invite at least.
Yeah.
Oh,
But you do, like, it is, I really love and value my friendships with my friends who don't have kids.
Yeah, okay.
Because it's so nice to just, talk about stuff that isn't your kids, because you always end up just talking about your kids when you hang out with your friends who are also mums.
Yeah, okay.
And, I love to, go on their Tinder.
I mean, that sounds awesome.
It's so fun. And, and just talk about the stuff that you were interested in and talk about the world and all that.
Yes, and the things that make you you outside of your family.
Exactly.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Would you say then if you have a preference between your friends with kids or friends without? I'm sorry, this is gotcha journalism.
You got me. No, couldn't possibly comment.
No, that's great. Hey, look, I appreciate that. Because I mean, I've definitely caught myself worrying when a friend has a baby. I'm like, I want to be there, and I want them to know that, like, if they need anything, I'll just be there at the drop of a hat. And then they're like, yeah, it's been awesome. I got this person with the baby coming over. And I'm like, you hate me and you think I'm incapable.
No, oh my God. Your friends with kids can't really be there for you as much as your friends with no kids.
So true.
I think.
Okay, so true. Wow.
Because also it's like even your friends with kids, unless they're exactly the same age and on the same nap schedule, you can't even like go and hang out with them in the daytime because you're like, well, my one goes to sleep when your one's awake.
Yeah.
It's actually really hard to find any window of time.
Now that the kids are getting a little older, are you seeing them making their own friends, like with their own, because you do put them into these situations where it's your friends and their kids, but choosing people themselves at like daycare or school or whatever?
Yeah. It is funny that I didn't realize one thing that kids do is they don't play with each other for such a long time.
Yeah, right.
They do this thing they call it parallel play.
Yeah, okay.
And they'll see a friend and that they'll know like, oh yeah, that's Frankie or whatever. And then they'll be like, cool. And they just go and start playing with their toys. And they just sit there next to each other, basically ignoring each other.
Interesting.
Yeah. But that's just how they operate. They don't sort of have the brain capacity yet.
Yeah.
For ages. Till they're like maybe 4 or 3 or 4. They're really not really ever doing something. And maybe if the other kid is older and they're sort of initiating like, hey, let's do this. We're doing this now. And then they'll do it. But if the kids are the same age, they just sort of, it's just like me and you sitting down there, hi.
Yeah.
And then like sitting on our phones together.
Which I guess is very normal behavior. Okay. Is it the same with siblings?
No. My siblings. My kids are like 4 years apart.
Yeah, okay. So
and
there's always someone being that much older.
Yeah, yeah. So they sort of do a bit more stuff together.
Yeah.
Which is really, really sweet.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
I imagine it would be very scary. I mean, I don't want to have kids because it's all so scary.
Oh, yeah?
I know myself well enough to know that I don't want to call it postpartum depression, but when I got my kitten, no, it's just, I'm like,
No.
I'm such a stressor and worrier. And I'm like, I don't think I could survive the stress and fear of having children. But on a much softer, level, I do think it would be scary to see your kids not making friends. I know that my mum expressed to me that she was worried about that with me recently. And I'm like, that's embarrassing. That's why I have a friendship podcast. Terrifying, but
absolutely. Yeah. Oh, I know. That is such a real fear. And you're like, because you know who those kids were at school who didn't, who for whatever reason, they were just like kids just didn't want anything to do with them.
Yeah.
And then, you don't want your kid to be that kid. And my kid's like my older kid is like very smart and very outgoing. And he would just be like, he was always like a little bit ahead of the other kids his age. So he would like just go up to them and he would stick his head in their face. Like and go, "Hi, my name's Xavier. What's your name?"
Oh my
and then they'd just be like, "Oh, like I'm what?" To
Like
see
a
like a
puppy.
3-year-old be like, "Oh my, a bit much," and he would like, "Oh, they didn't hear me," so he'd like put his face even
Oh my
more in their
God.
face, and all kids have like these giant hats these days, right? They're all running around with these huge hats, and then he's like going in and under their hat, and they're like, "Hi."
Oh my God.
And I was always like, "Oh, dude, like, please show some
Don't be
chill."
weird. Don't be weird. Because were you it sounds from the tale of auditioning people to be your friend, it sounds like you may have been one of the cool girls.
Look, no, I was definitely just like one of the little underlings of a cool girl.
Okay. But
yeah,
still in
but
the
otherwise
pack.
I was very shy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a very smart move. That's the way to do it. You're
Yeah,
like,
you
I'm
gotta-
cute, I'm smart, I'm cool, but I'm quiet. So I'm just
Yeah.
gonna like stick around with the other ones that are also
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. My parents like maybe saw a similar thing in me, and they were like, "Oh, she's quite shy.
Yeah.
We're gonna get her speech and drama lessons." So I was like learning to recite poetry, and they were like, "That'll bring her out of her shell." And it's
Yeah.
like, no, that'll make her very obnoxious and desire to be on a stage.
Yes.
She'll enjoy
Yes.
talking at people, and she'll never really learn how to talk to them.
But I mean, here you are right
Here
now,
we are.
talking to a person and getting to be on stage and on screen.
I know.
It's
Podcast,
not bad.
the perfect medium.
It's not bad. God damn. I'm really interested to see when people do have kids, if they were a certain way in school and the kids are so different.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so like let's say, not that we really have this in Australia, but like a cheerleader, popular girl, and then the kid's the weirdo.
Oh, yeah.
I can imagine that would be very difficult.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. My older kid's very into like maths and science, and like
Oh, that's
I
cool.
do comedy, and my husband's an actor. And
Yeah.
we're like, where'd this come from?
I mean, that's
And
awesome.
it's just like, yeah. So
Probably for
which
the
is
best.
great because no, he would be banned from doing the performing arts.
You reckon?
Yeah, he needs a good job so he can send us to a nice nursing home.
That's
because we
very
don't have any
smart.
superannuation.
We've been sole traders for years.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, really good thinking there. I do find that a lot. Like people kind of go a little opposite of the parents.
Yeah,
At least for
yeah.
a little bit.
So what is the thing that you think would be too scary about having kids? Just like screwing them up, or
That was something I was more worried about when I was younger
Yeah.
and crazier,
Yeah.
But no, I think the fear isn't everything, because I'm a big fan of not making massive life decisions based in fear, because that's fucking crazy and silly. But the fear is also there. The fear is like, what if they died or something horrific happened and my heart just fell out of my chest and I would puke constantly of misery, and like I really hate to continue to compare children to animals, but
no, please.
thank you. I did have a cat die, and he was only 2 years old, and he was my best friend.
Yeah.
And he was hit by a car, and it broke me.
Yeah.
And I was like, it was 7-8 years ago, so I was younger as well, and just not fully developed. But it was like, oh, that was the most devastating thing in the world, and stuff's happened before, but that one really broke me. So I'm
Yeah.
like, a human baby? Mm-mm. No, thank you, terrifying. But beyond that, I think it's more lifestyle, selfishness,
Yeah.
desire to be a star,
Great.
all of that.
All really good reasons.
Thank you. But I'm still very open to maybe one day adopting if I feel that I've done what I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
I feel like I could do that, because I actually love babies and kids. I think they're awesome. Like I find a lot of people that don't want kids don't like kids.
Yeah,
And I'm not
yeah.
in that boat at all.
yeah.
Like, no, they're awesome. I think kids are like the most fun to talk to. They usually make way more sense than adults. Adults are like wrapped in insecurity and all of this shit that makes them weird. Kids are just chill.
Yeah, yeah.
But I can't do it.
That's okay.
Terrifying. Thank
you can just be
you.
friends with kids.
Thank you.
I would
mean-
like never tell anyone who doesn't want to have kids because it is really hard.
Oh my
and
God,
if you
so
were like,
true.
oh, I didn't want this,
Yeah.
like.
Same with vice
and people are like,
versa.
oh, it's amazing. Like it'll change your life. And it's like, yeah, even if that's true, it's like, I'm sure like running an ultra marathon would feel amazing and would change my life, but I'm not going to do it.
It's exactly the same.
Yeah,
though.
I'm
It's a
sure it's
perfect
really nice
comparison.
for you, but like,
Yeah,
No,
it
thank
is one
you.
of those things I find very funny when you are on the internet a lot like me. It's people constantly shoving their opinions at other people, whether it's to have kids or not to. And I'm like, I just don't think anyone should be trying to change anyone's mind on this. Like, if someone wants kids, I personally think it's one of those things in a romantic relationship that people shouldn't compromise on. Like, if someone wants kids, the other person doesn't, and then they're like, okay, I just won't. I'm like, how are you not going to resent them? That's crazy.
Yeah, that's such a good point.
I mean, it is the driving force of human nature. It is it's like the most normal thing to want to do as a human.
Totally right. Yeah.
And when
it's like the default.
yeah. It's like what makes us happen. And when people are like, no, you shouldn't, or yes, you should. You're a woman. That's what you're made for. I mean, that's just misogyny, but still, constantly like, why? Why does anyone care?
Exactly.
Very strange.
Yeah. So much of it is like people assuming that their own personal experience is what everyone experiences, like just not being able to separate their own world from the universe.
Yeah, a complete lack of perspective and empathy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Seen it a lot these days, but whatever. Your kid's a boy and...
Two boys. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you feel about raising boys?
Oh my God. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. So nice to be like, there's like heaps of shit that I probably would like worry about passing on to a girl.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm heaps less likely to give a boy an eating disorder by accident.
Oh my God, so real. So real.
I just have to not be too crazy, and like they'll probably be okay.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. That's so
I feel like
nice.
boys are easy mode. No.
Wow.
No, but also like obviously babies can be murderers.
Yes, that's
there's a lot of stuff I think especially growing up that
can affect
it's
it.
gonna get so hard. It's like at the moment, there's like the first 5 years you're like just keeping them alive, and then you're pretty much doing a good job. And then I think it's like from my friends who have older kids, like it gets easier, but it gets more complicated.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, teenage years sound
Oh my gosh.
terrifying.
Yeah.
What were you like as a teenager? Were you still shy?
I was a weird mix, I think, of like maybe a bit socially anxious, but I definitely like found my people.
Yeah,
like,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was a bit of a show off in class and stuff. Like this was, and again, so insane. But I remember being in like year 7 and like watching everyone being like, they're the popular girls, why are they popular?
Yeah.
And like, why are these girls like this? And then I keep saying girls because I went to a private girls' school my whole life,
yes,
unfortunately.
Okay. Jesus.
Yeah. That's why I'm so well adjusted.
That's why you're so relieved to have boys.
I know, right? Yeah, thank God. And I was like, so to be popular, you have to look good and be smart and be funny, and then you'll pretty much be okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so I've got like one of those things, like I'm smart. Okay, so now I've just got to like be funny and try and like look good, which I don't know how to do because why would anyone ever want to look like me?
Oh my God. Well,
crazy stuff.
Look, I didn't know
90s.
you as a kid, but you're killing it now. You're gorgeous.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it wasn't a hot property in high school, that's for sure.
I hear that so much. I feel
know.
that. But I think it's probably for the best. I think not being hot in high school is the way to go.
Absolutely.
Because then it's only up from there, and you got to develop the funny, the personality, all of this.
Yeah.
And also, less likely to get diddled. Like, let's be honest, hot kids, they don't fare so well. Kidding. No kids are hot. Please, YouTube, don't demonetize me.
Yes, it's so true. Maybe that's why I was allowed to go to sleepovers.
Oh my God.
They were like, oh, she'll be fine.
Yeah, we're not worried.
Oh, my daughter who
Jesus.
insisted on having the haircut that was the same as Trinity from The Matrix.
No.
She'll be okay.
Oh my God, what age was that? How old?
13.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah.
The boldest
It was
haircuts.
very, very short and the only thing I knew how to do was like slick it down with gel. Which,
Middle part slick?
Oh, no, side part.
Side part slick, of course.
Yeah,
Sorry, forget myself.
Yeah, the early 2000s side
God
part, please.
damn.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And when you say that you realized that you had to be funny, I think that's a common conscious decision or realization. at least I feel it. And I've spoken to many girls who feel it, but most guys that I speak to about like when they got funny, they're like, oh, it's just always funny. You know?
Yeah.
I just came out funny. And I'm like, fuck off. You wanted to impress someone.
Yeah, totally.
How did you, like, I don't know, how did you make that happen?
I don't know. I think I probably did always enjoy it,
Yeah.
but I couldn't. I enjoyed making, writing funny little stories and things like that. And I did enjoy performing in front of people. So I think it, but then I guess, that sort of thing where you're like trying to figure it out, like, how am I going to be funny for this specific audience to make them like me? Like, which is probably just involved just learning how to say mean things about other people.
Okay.
Probably in high school, but
the old girl school
broadly,
helped?
Yeah. I'm not sure I ever even knew that I wanted to do comedy until being into uni, doing uni and realizing that that's probably something.
Were you studying journalism at uni?
I did. Yeah, I studied journalism. But I didn't really study it that hard. I always did I did that theatre sports and and arts reviews and then started doing comedy festivals and stuff with the sketch group that I was in and then that's when I sort of realised this is what I love.
Awesome.
This is the best. Yeah.
And then it becomes really handy when you see that a lot of comedy shows in this country especially really like to include journalism. They're like, let's talk about the news stories.
Yes. Yeah, it was...
Pretty good.
I've been very lucky that I've been able to sort of use those things and I've worked in the news as well. Used both of those things and managed to make a career out of basically just indecision.
I'd like to call it multifaceted.
I would love to call it
triple
that
threat. That's awesome. That's so cool. You worked for SBS, right?
Yes. Yeah. So back and forth as it always is between lots of different jobs. My first TV comedy job was on The Roast, which was this really fun, daily satirical news show, and had that feeling, which I hadn't had working on anything else so far, like working in a newsroom and stuff, where we had 10 of us in a room, had to write the show that day that would go to air that night, and just being like, oh, I love this. Writing with other people and hitting that deadline. And then I got to work on other shows, and on The Feed was a really special one because
Feed's awesome.
It sort of had that same feeling in a way where we were up against the clock having to make daily sketches or monologues and things like that, and got to work with Michael Hing, who I'd done my very first comedy show with way back at uni, and Cam James and Vic Zerps and Jenna Owen and other people as well. And it really felt like, because the budget was so low, we were just making stuff all ourselves. We were just trying to run around and film it in the building at SBS. It kind of felt like a little bit like doing uni sketches or something again.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit punk.
Yeah, it was a bit punk. And I really, had done more bigger budget sort of shows before, and then coming back and being able to do that and just being like, well, we've got to make something out of whatever is in the news today and make people, not even make people care about it, make ourselves care about it. Like, what is this about this news story that is interesting to me or makes me feel something, and then sort of just go from there. And it was amazing. It was such a special experience. And I always love being able to work with other people and and collaborate.
It's so fun. Do you think that given that it felt like uni sketch groups and whatnot, was it kind of like when a theatre camp ends and it's devastating?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I finished up working on the show because we moved to the Gold Coast, and then I think the others were sort of going off and starting to do all their own thing. Yeah. And you realise, sort of looking back, how lucky we were to get to do that. Yeah, it was total theatre camp vibes. And,
oh God.
Yeah. Except like,
exciting.
still stressful and annoying the same way that any jobs are.
course,
But
of
yeah,
course.
I still, I love them. I work with them. I've worked with all of them since, and
Yes.
I'll do it again in a heartbeat.
Yes. Well, the
Yeah.
great thing about being adults and it being a job and not being a child in theatre camp is that you can just talk to them whenever and
Yeah.
work with them again
Yeah,
and
yeah.
be friends.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that. I think it's about time to play some sleepover games.
Goodness.
Is that all right?
Yes, please.
Hey! Oh my God. Also, before I do, I wanted to ask you how many times you're talking about your own podcast when you say baby shoes. In your mind, how many times is it immediately followed by Neverworn?
Oh,
Because I can't read it without thinking it.
Yes.
And then I'm like, oh my God, that's devastating.
Well, it came from that.
yeah, of course.
Yeah. So the idea was like, that's the saddest story in the human. What is it? Not in the
Saddest
human race.
two-sentence
the
story
Saddest,
or-
the saddest 2-sentence story ever written. For sale, baby shoes never worn.
Yeah.
Such like a cliche sort of thing. But yeah, in reality, the babies never wear baby shoes because it's a stupid
Because they're not wearing shoes.
product. They don't walk.
Yeah.
And then you always
Wow.
end up with you have all these adorable little baby shoes that you never end up wearing. And yes, maybe it was silly to name a podcast.
No, it's not.
Something that conjures up the idea of a dead kid. But hey, you got to push the boundaries sometimes.
You got to, exactly. You're a mover, you're a shaker.
That's right.
I think that's honestly really good for people to hear. People who aren't familiar with how babies dress, that it's not that sad, okay? People just don't use the baby shoes.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But it was always the thing before I had kids. I was like, oh my God. Like the big thing that made me clucky. Like, oh, look how little these little Nikes
They're so
are.
cute.
And now I see them like, oh,
Waste of money.
what a waste.
God damn. I mean, all kids' clothes till they're done growing are wasted, right? Like they just keep growing. It's like just wrap them up in some sacks. If people
Wrap
are a
'em
little
in
bit less
sacks.
judgy, it could be really helpful.
Absolutely.
Economic.
Yeah. Yeah. That's economic.
So many reasons why I shouldn't have kids. Just
No, you got to.
coming out.
I mean, yeah, and it is so crazy. You see these little outfits and you're like, I would buy them.
Yeah.
And they cost like, these cute little like knits.
Yeah.
And like accessories and stuff. And they're like $80 for a jumper that they're going to wear for 6 months. Like,
It's insane.
Yeah, it is so crazy. Yeah.
God. What do you think about the baby shower stuff then? Do you think there's a lot of wasted gifts?
Yes. Yeah.
So quick.
Yeah, absolutely. And then like the things you get, what are the things you get? And you're like, oh my God, I have 16 of these. I'm never going to use them. Like the muslin sort of wraps. Yeah. It's like, there's just get them the ones that zip up.
Yeah.
They're so much better. Yeah. Like we kind of started doing the podcast because I had this list of stuff that I'd made.
Yeah.
That I'd sort of adapted from one a friend gave me. It's just an Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, as soon as anyone had a baby, I was like, I'm sending you the list.
Yeah.
This is just things that you need.
Amazing.
Just don't, because otherwise you just go crazy trying to think of all the things you need to buy for
Yeah.
the baby. And it's like, look, these are just the essentials.
God
just
damn.
get these and you'll be okay. And I've like sent it to like every different iterations to like everyone I know. Like Hum has it, like Becky
Yeah.
Lucas has it, like
Yeah.
everyone's got this list. I was like, I've got to turn this into something.
Yeah, that's awesome. You can be like the girl with the list on TikTok who her list is about not having kids, but you can be the girl with the list about having kids.
What's that list?
You don't know the girl with the list?
No.
This is how the algorithms change because of
damn it.
parenthood. The girl with the list, she has like, I think she's up to 1,500, maybe less, but it's up near the 1,000 now, and it's every reason to not have a kid.
Oh, right.
And it's just things like, did you know that your pelvis can break? Yeah. Did you know that you'll shit yourself? Yeah. Like all of these horror stories.
Oh, you'll shit yourself on a good night out.
Yeah, it
Come
happens. I want to hear more about that now, but it happens. No, it's very silly, satirical, and I
that's
think
so funny.
reactive to this whole internet that is like, women must breed. But I'm just saying, there's room now for girl with the list to have babies, or more importantly, what you need. It's very good.
That's right.
Do it.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of Becky Lucas and baby gifts, I still think about it probably only like once a month, but I caught up with her after having her beautiful baby, and I wanted to give her something but had this whole mindset of, but for the mum. For
Oh,
Becky.
yes.
And it was just like some face masks and silly shit like that. And constantly I'm just like, it wasn't good enough.
No, that is so nice. You're kidding. That's so
you.
lovely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good.
Because the mum never gets stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
No, that's beautiful.
Thanks.
Yeah, I would love that.
Should have been more. I feel like mums should be given
I did a similar
everything.
thing, and I should check in with, this was before I had kids, with a friend who's a little bit older than me, and she had a baby, and I was like, I got you a new red lipstick.
Amazing. You're like, fuck that baby.
Fuck that baby, here, have a lipstick. And she was probably like, when am I going to get to a fucking lipstick? She didn't used to, I should check in actually and see if that was a good present or a stupid
Please
present.
do. It's actually gone off. And
It's
I
a bit
didn't
on the
use it.
nose, I think. Yeah.
I like it. Okay, let's get into these sleepover
All right,
games.
let's go.
Starting with Would You Rather.
Yes.
But I do believe you've kind of already answered this.
Okay.
Oh, well, not really. I mean, you alluded to what you'd be happy with your kid doing or not. But would you rather your kids grow up to be a comedian or comedians
Or
or
literally.
athletes?
Or athletes.
Yeah, I didn't want to say literally anything because literally anything would be better
No.
than comedian. But athletes is a specific, also complicated.
Yeah. God, I feel like selfishly athletes requires me having to get up and do a lot of early mornings.
Yeah. Whereas
Whereas
comedian
comedian, that's just neglect.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I don't have to do anything.
Trauma.
Yeah. But you know, I think I would say, yeah, I reckon athlete.
Damn. Whoa. You are selfless. You're a hero.
I know.
Wow.
Hopefully it's something, you know,
Something with
low
longevity.
impact.
Low,
Yeah.
yeah. That's important.
Maybe ideally something they get into when they're like middle aged and they're like, oh, I'm into shooting. What's the skiing and the shooting one? I feel like,
Yeah.
that's something they can do later on in life.
I don't know about skiing.
There's when you ski and then you have to shoot. It's in the Winter
It's
Olympics.
the two in the one.
It's very
Oh,
specific.
I'm so sorry. I thought you were saying separately, skiing or
Oh,
shooting.
skiing or shooting. They're the two sports. Yeah.
But you ski and you shoot.
Yeah. Don't you reckon that's something that you can pick up in?
It's
In
something I
older
want to
age.
pick up now.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
sounds sick.
I'm pretty sure it's a thing and not a fever dream that I had.
Hey, look, I'll believe you.
Thank you.
You can tell me anything. I haven't watched an Olympics
Yeah.
ever. Good answer. Great answer.
Thanks.
All right. Would you rather have a kid who is naturally organized and always cleans up after themselves, but is like a little OCD, a little bit judgy,
Oh, yeah.
or one who is creative and messy but gets things done, like, you know, has a clear talent, very creative mind, but like the mess is a lot.
Oh, okay. This is, I feel like the creative one is a fleshed out character in your mind. You're like, this.
Who do I relate
Would you
to?
prefer a child
No
who's like
idea.
got like hopes and dreams, or one that's like tidy and OCD and kind of annoying?
Hey, look, I got OCD as well. I'm not trying to pick favorites here. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I guess personally, I would love. I've got one who likes the little one. The 2-year-old loves to tidy up.
Really?
Yeah, he's
That's
like,
so
put in
cute.
bin.
Oh
and
my
like
God.
toddles away and goes and puts things in the bin. I'm like, where did you get that from? Not me.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's very cute. But which would I rather? Yeah, I'd rather the clean one.
Fair.
I'm spending so much time dropping them to skiing and shooting practice.
Exactly.
So
Your
and
time
the
is
least they
limited.
could do is tidy their rooms.
Fucking genius. I love it. I mean, this kid already sounds amazing. Like, very good for society.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. I guess this is little kid specific, and I don't know your take on screen time. Mm-hmm. But would you rather your kid was addicted to Coco Melon or Miss Rachel?
Oh, easy. So easy.
Really?
Miss Rachel.
Awesome.
100%.
Coco Melon's weird.
It is crazy. Have you read much about the science behind Coco Melon?
Please tell me.
So I've got some articles to send you. They are specifically designed to capture the child's attention and not let them look away. So they do this, what's it called, moonbug. They do screen tests with kids, and they will put it on, and they've got cameras on the kids that they get to come in, and as soon as they look away, they mark that down, and they're like, okay, we need a change. We need a shot change, or we need a change of something here. We need a new song, a new thing to come up. And so they're like,
Jesus.
engineered to make the kids never look away and never like go, oh, something else. They're like, nah, and they get pulled towards them.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. Whereas Miss Rachel is just like a nice lady who teaches them how to say words.
What if they love her more than you?
Oh, that's fine.
You're so secure. This is incredible.
They're never going to meet her. I'm always trying to get my kids into Miss Rachel and they don't want to watch it. Yeah.
Oh, have they seen Cocomelon?
They have. Oh my God. Yeah, I like they don't watch it a lot at home, but like on a plane or like at a restaurant every now and then. It's so good. It's like
because it's just got them.
Yeah, it's like crack, but it's really bad for them. Like these days, all the psychologists are saying like, show your kids the shows you watched when you were growing up. Like they should be watching like whatever we were watching. Hey Arnold? No, Hey
I feel
Arthur.
like that's a little old. Hey Arthur.
That was maybe a bit.
Was that just called Arthur?
Arthur. Who was the mouse? I'm getting
the mouse.
It was Arthur. Was he a little mouse or
He's
a
an
guy?
armadillo.
Armadillo.
Poor guy.
And Football Head was Arnold. I'm conflating the two.
Yes.
So, yeah, no, maybe they were a bit older, but like, yeah.
Yeah. No,
because all the constant shot changes.
Yeah.
It's just messes with their concentration.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, it's messing with ours as adults.
Yeah.
So, of course.
And you find yourself, like, as an adult, like, you sit down, you're like, I'm not going to watch this. And then you're like,
I bet.
like 15 minutes later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Bluey a good one?
Bluey is great.
Yeah, okay.
Bluey's fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Have you ever watched Bluey?
No.
I know it's like the kind of thing, like, if I didn't have kids, I wouldn't want to know that about myself, that I was an adult who watched Bluey.
It's exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'd love it. I've seen clips.
It's so good.
It looks really nice.
Yeah. It's really lovely. Yeah.
I think I'd cry. And I love to cry.
Oh, I cry every episode.
Seriously?
Even ones I've seen before.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Maybe I get into Bluey.
You're
right.
going to be an adult Bluey fan.
Maybe I'll be an adult Bluey fan. Maybe I do. Don't tell anyone, please.
No, you can't. It's just your own little secret. Like, I feel like if you were, the perfect scenario would be like hungover or like coming down and then you're just like on the couch, you're sideways and then you're just watching Bluey.
All right. All right. I mean, I'm not a drinker.
Okay.
But I could get high.
Yeah.
That sounds maybe even better.
Yeah, actually it'd be fantastic.
I can eat and I can be intoxicated.
Yeah.
I don't need this out there. Don't tell anyone. I know it's here, but if it happens and I tell you, don't tell anyone.
All right.
Just want to see.
Swear to God.
Thank you. Okay. The next game we have is Fuck, Marry, Kill.
Yes.
Very exciting.
Great. I'm excited.
Yeah. Hard to make a PG.
Doesn't need to
PG.
be.
I know.
My podcast isn't PG.
I know.
By the way.
I know.
And also you can watch it if you're not, you can listen to it if you're not a parent. It's just mostly about online shopping, really.
Which is very interesting.
Yeah.
Also, like, I am interested in hearing everyone's journeys through parenting anyway. Like, it is fascinating because it's like, at the end of the day, it's kind of sociology. It's humans.
Yeah.
You know?
It just made me think, like, I'd love to just see what's on other people's algorithms. Like when we started the Baby Shoes account and we hadn't been following anyone yet. So it was just like a bear. Yeah. And like the stuff you get, they're like, when the algorithm's just trying to figure out who you are. Like, do you like this?
Yeah.
Is this you? Is this you?
Yeah.
What about this? Is this making you looking at things? It's so good.
It's so good. I forget to jump into it, but my podcast Instagram is still like that because it's got... its only activity is me posting on there and sometimes replying to people, and it's got people I've followed because they're guests, but I'm not interacting. So every time I go to the Explore, I'm seeing a lot of ass.
Yeah.
And I don't hate it.
Well, ass is universal.
Isn't that the truth? That's exactly it. Ass is so universal. Everyone loves it. Fuck, marry, kill.
Fuck, marry, kill.
Fuck, marry, kill. Dads calling it babysitting when they watch their kids. Dads who don't know their kids' birthdays.
Yes. Yeah.
And dads who are really involved but really pushy about a certain path.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And we're assuming these dads are of equal hotness? Because, like, if they're not, I'll just... This is going to influence my decision.
Look, it is a conceptual fuck, marry, kill.
Okay,
so
I know.
it's not a concept of dads who do that.
I know. I'm going to have to imagine a dad to
They're
fuck.
all equally hot.
Okay,
They're all
great.
equally
Okay, great.
They're actually all really hot.
Yeah.
Which is very upsetting.
That is upsetting. That's really complicating things.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah. All right. I've got 3 hot dads in my head. One of them, what were they? One of them calls looking after the kids babysitting.
Yep. Hate it.
Hate that.
Hate it.
Look, I'm not a huge fan of any of these.
No, not a fan. Dads who don't know their kids' birthdays.
Yeah.
And dads who are very involved, but really pushy.
Yeah.
To a certain life.
Which of those dads would be better at fucking?
Ooh.
I'm gonna say kill. I'm just gonna. I've got to kill the dad who calls looking after the kids babysitting.
It's the only way.
Yeah.
It's the only option.
Yeah. Because saying that renders them unfuckable. Let alone unmarriable.
Oh, entirely.
Yeah. So they're gone.
I do wonder if they could fuck though. I'm wondering.
Oh, right. No, I feel like... No, because I feel like the other dad... There's the pushy dad. Mm-hmm. And the involved but pushy, and the other one doesn't remember birthdays. Mm-hmm. I guess then I would marry... I think you'd marry the... So we don't know much else about this dad who doesn't remember the birthdays.
We're making a lot of sweeping
generalizations. I have to have a little think before I remember my children's birthdays.
Okay.
I mean, they're just numbers.
They are just numbers, and this is great perspective. Maybe it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, you've only had, so many years with the kids.
Yeah. I know, yeah.
I'm picturing like a dad of teenagers not knowing. It's like the birthdays have come and gone many times.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But
I've
still.
I guess I've got to marry. Do I have to? I mean, I have to do anything.
Yeah.
Why do I have to be in these relationships with these terrible men?
I promise I won't make it actually happen.
No, okay, all right, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm going to marry that. I'm going to marry Birthday's dad.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, we know least about him. He's maybe more of a blank slate. He can be molded. He can get calendar alerts.
Yes. He's probably just neurodivergent. He's probably just got ADHD.
That's kind.
That's kind
of you to say that.
Thank you.
But, we hope that he can be molded to our ways. And you can really do a lot as a mum by not being as good. Like, I think mums put so much pressure on themselves to be good and remember everything. If you do a bit of a shit job every now and then, the dad will step up.
Yeah.
Will be forced to step up.
That's great advice.
You just don't have to have all the answers all the time. I think mums always put all this pressure on them. And sometimes you just got to be like, I don't know. Mm-hmm. I did that all the time with my husband. He's like,
awesome.
what do you think we'll have for dinner tonight? I'm like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have no opinions on that.
Honestly,
so you can form some if you like.
Yeah, that's great advice with or without kids, just in romantic relationships.
Absolutely.
I have definitely implemented that in my own.
Yeah.
Some days I'm just like, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
And stuff does get done eventually.
Yeah.
So
that's right.
Incredible.
And then we'll fuck the dad who is a bit pushy.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's got, hopefully that translates to the bedroom.
He sounds like a jock.
Yeah.
And so at least he's probably got some, some good stuff going in there.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, some enthusiasm.
Exactly.
That's all we ask for.
Exactly. I'm so sorry. Incredible. Okay. Wouldn't be fair to do just the dads, so fuck, marry, kill.
Okay, all right. Yep.
Crunchy mum.
Ooh.
Helicopter mum.
Ooh.
Influencer mum.
Ooh. Mm-hmm. I mean, the crunchy mum is very often an influencer mum, I've found.
So true. So true.
But I'll say I'm going to marry the crunchy mum because she might, make me a little chia pudding in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you do end up healthier for it.
Maybe I get to work more. If she's really into being a stay-at-home organic mum.
Yep. Perfect.
I immediately go massager. I'm like, great, actually, sweetheart.
Yep.
Enjoy that.
I'd love a wife.
Love
Keep her
a wife.
home.
Yes. I'm going on tour.
Perfect.
Bye, sweetheart. Love her. Thanks. And then who else have I got? Influencer mum and helicopter mum. Mm-hmm. Oh. I mean, yeah. Helicopter mum usually comes from anxiety, but I don't want to deal with that, so she can go. Sorry.
She's gonna die.
Wait, and who have I ended up with? And I'm fucking an influencer mum. She's probably hot.
And helicopter mum would be way too anxious and busy in her mind to fuck good.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She'd be like, when's Jaden's soccer practice? I'll be like, shut up.
She's not present.
She's not present with me.
No.
And, you know, she's got to prioritize our relationship.
Exactly. She's got to prioritize boning.
Exactly.
These are just some really good tips for new mums, anyone watching.
And the next one we do, we got to like get who would we hook up? The dads and the mums who would go best together.
Okay.
If we have time. But no, that's okay.
No,
We'll
we can do that. We only
time.
have one more game after this, so we
Okay,
can do
all
that. What do you reckon? Crunchy mum, helicopter mum, influencer mum, babysitting dad. Oh,
it's hard.
babysitting dad. I think he might be going with influencer mum.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Don't know the kids.
Yeah, she's going to make content about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Helicopter mum and no birthdays dad.
Yes.
Why she's such a
Yeah, she's
helicopter.
overcompensating. It's
so-
his fault.
It's his
typical.
fucking fault, of course.
And then who does that leave?
Dad who pushes and crunchy mum, which is kind of pushy.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Wow.
Well, enjoy each other.
Yeah.
We've partnered them off.
It's beautiful.
And good luck to your kids.
I have the last game for you.
Okay, great.
It's truth or dare. So you can pick truth or dare.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then if you don't like what the truth or the dare is, you can just choose the other one.
Okay, great.
Very easygoing.
I'm very curious to see what the dare would be in a podcast studio.
People have to know. Are you choosing it?
Yeah.
All right. This is very, very weak beta cuck energy of me, but I'm
Yeah.
daring you to eat this tasty little Mars bar.
Oh my God.
Because I think that you've got enough on your plate, and I just think that you should eat a little
Oh
Mars
my
bar if you
God.
want,
That is
if
so
you want,
kind.
but whatever,
I will
like no
absolutely
pressure.
eat that.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll enjoy. Am I eating it right now?
I mean, I guess it's a dare.
It is,
It's
so
the
I
most
should do it.
forceful part is making you actually eat it.
That's
so.
very cute. Do you want me to answer a question while I eat this delicious Mars bar?
Oh, okay.
Delicious. Thank you.
I've got two truths. I think I'll pick the less hectic one.
Okay.
If you could change one thing in the world to make a better future for your kids, what would it be?
Oh, man.
But just
I don't
one.
know. Just one thing to make a better future for my children. I hope that all social media blows up. I would just love to not have to deal with that. Yeah. It seems very hard.
Yeah.
I have set so far a terrible example for them in my own social media use. I just really love if it became just, it just went defunct like other technological things have in the past.
Oh, absolutely.
And they were like, oh, no, we're not into that. That's
Sorry.
lame. That's for mums and dads. We hate that.
Yeah.
For me, dream come true. Yeah. I mean, and if all the tech bros lost all their money, that would be fantastic
I
as
said
well.
one thing, but it is a consequence of it. So all right, it's a very smart choice. I have to agree. I would probably lose my job, but it's still...
But think about my boys, please.
I'm thinking about your boys. And also, I think for the rest of us, it's just a better place.
We'll be fine.
Oh, we'll be
There'll
so
still
fine.
be entertainment.
Thank God. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm such a TV and movies girl anyway.
Exactly.
There'll
There'll always be TV and movies.
Thank God.
In this world that I've created.
Thank God. You truly are a hero.
Thank you.
And you've shown it time and time again. Thanks for coming on the podcast.
Thanks for having me. This was so fun.
I'm so glad.
Yeah.
Everyone, please go listen to Baby Shoes. It's so cool. How many episodes have you got now?
Oh, we've got 2 out.
2.
So, there's not much lore for you to catch up on.
No, but that's perfect.
Yeah.
Start while it's new.
It's
Start
good
while
fun.
fresh.
We it's not inspirational at all. And if you are a parent, you'll probably be like, "Oh, I'm doing great.
Great. Awesome.
Better than these 2 bitches." So, yeah.
Do you have anything else you want to plug?
I have another podcast. It's called Dragon Friends. It's
Oh.
a Dungeons and Dragons podcast.
Yes.
I've been doing it for 10 years. with
Jesus
some of my
Christ.
best friends.
No, I am so envious of this podcast.
Are you?
I have to tell you.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I really should have gotten more into the D&D stuff because
Hey.
the last episode.
Next time.
I mean, I think you heard me talking to Broden about it. I was just like, oh, I want to play D&D.
Come and play with us.
That's so cool. I would love to.
great.
Oh my God. How fun. Well, all right. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thank you guys for listening. I love you all so much. I'll see you all soon. Bye.
We just become best friends.